finally got one of the most anticipated games being released this year, the dystopian undersea shooter known as BioShock.
You were born to do great things. You know what? They were right.
Descend. Down where you don't control your dreams. Enter a place where anything was possible. A new Plymouth Rock. But it wasn't freedom of religion these pioneers were after. It was freedom of science. Welcome to the city of Rapture. BioShock for the 360 has arrived. Rapture is a place of wildly imaginative ruin, a place where science, style, and humanity collided, scattering its remains over massive Art Deco-inspired drear. Meet Andrew Ryan. And yes, the similarity to Ayn Rand is as clear as his name and his credo. He gave the people what they wanted, human perfection that slowly turned into a gene-tortured decline into corruption, addiction, and madness. But first, if you're going to survive this world, you'll need a pint of the local beverage. Plasmids, biological enhancements that render you into a physical weapon. They work well on their own, but when used in combination with other elements like augmented weapons, they work even better. You'll encounter gene banks and vending machines where you can upgrade, purchase, and modify elements of your physical arsenal. Adam and Eve are fundamentally the biological currency of Rapture. It's what gives you power. A great place to get gobs of Adam is not only on our website, but from these little darlings. So cute. Come here. Fine, beat it then. These dainty brats are known as little sisters. They ooze Adam. There's just one itty-bitty little problem. Okay, not such a little problem. Big daddies are a kind of lumbering, homeless boss. You'll stumble upon them unpredictably throughout the city. The good news is that if you leave them and the little sister they're charged with protecting alone, they'll leave you alone. But if you so much as cast a shadow on the tiny bitch, look out. Big daddies are truly a force to reckon with. If you're able to set a Big Daddy's son, however, A, high five, and B, you have a choice to make.
Please, get up!
A moral choice that will affect the outcome of the game, depending on your own moral gaming conscience. Kill 'em, big juice. Or heal 'em, little juice.
You saved me.
It's a great hook in the game to emerge from the ultra-violence of a Big Daddy battle and then decide a child's fate. Sound design is truly a work of art as jazz-age music knits naively into the strained fabric of psychotic suffering.
Now clean it up!
Deep colors and stark lighting effects enhance the experience to perfection's point. BioShock's a trip. I'd buy a ticket. A 5.
I know I'll be an angel soon.
Out of 5.
It's been over a year since everyone who got their hands on BioShock collectively raised their copies in the air and proclaimed it to be the best game of all time, including times that haven't happened yet. Okay, that's an exaggeration. But it was widely regarded by many as the best of, at the very least, 2007.
You'll be no better off than that daddy, little fish.
And while 360 and PC owners have had plenty of time to enjoy the watery confines of Rapture, others are just now getting their chance at BioShock as it finally arrives for the PS3. PS3 owners, I know you've been burned by inferior versions of awesome titles in the past, but this isn't one of those times. BioShock PS3 is the exact same amazing title that it was for the 360 and PC. If there are those among you who don't know exactly what BioShock is about, welcome back. I trust you had a pleasant sleep in whatever cryotube you've been frozen in. For you, here's a quick rundown. A plane crashes right into a city that happens to be underwater and completely backcrack crazy. It's run by this guy,
I am Andrew Ryan.
and its residents look like this, and this, and this. Good luck. The artfully designed environmental creepery of BioShock has definitely not changed. Everywhere you look, Rapture is an Art Deco nightmare that resides visually somewhere between Jules Verne and one of the sets from Saw. Just like on the 360 and PC, you'll receive various superhuman abilities through the use of injectable plasmids that allow for things like telekinesis and electric powers. One thing that remains the same in the PS3, unfortunately, no multiplayer, despite the fact that having one has always seemed like a no-brainer. The biggest change here comes in the form of the mercilessly difficult survivor skill level, which pits you against even more resilient foes, but with even less equipment and weaker health boosts. Once again, good luck. BioShock was and is an amazing game, and thankfully, the PS3 is getting a solid, faithful version. A 5 out of 5.
Thank you.
You unlocked a cheat. Bonus stage.
If your instincts say it's okay to take a mysterious submarine capsule into the darkness of the mid-Atlantic after crashing onto its surface, then you'll worship the highly acclaimed first-person shooter, BioShock. And if you're playing on the Xbox 360, you can unlock some sweet secret achievements. Introducing himself on the stage, Fort Frolic, is the demented Sander Cohen. Driven insane by plasmid abuse and a lack of appreciation for his art, you must help Cohen complete his newest masterpiece by hunting down, killing, and photographing the corpses of his 4 apprentices. The first is Kyle Fitzpatrick, who is chained to an exploding piano. After he's blown away, snap a picture of his crispy corpse and return to the atrium to place the first photo. Next up is Martin Finnegan, who can be found in the Poseidon Plaza. Once you kill him, take a photo and head back to the atrium. Set the photograph within Cohen's masterpiece and start exploring for the Rapture record store. When you find the joint, jump down, but be careful of the exploding corpse. Turn around and you'll see Silas Cobb up on the balcony. Squeeze through the crawl space and take him down. After defeating Cobb, take a snapshot of his dead body and place it in Cohen's work of art. Now for the last apprentice. Hector Rodriguez is nearby in Eve's garden. After finding him at the bar, he'll try to run from you. Give chase and take him out. Once again, take his picture and place it upon Cohen's tour de force. When the masterpiece is complete, Sander will appear at the top of the stairs along with 30 unlocked achievement points. But here's the real trick. When he reaches the bottom of the stairs, make sure to save your game. Once you've saved your progress, unleash the Bane onto Cohen. He's not very hard, besides the disappearing act. After Sander's defeat, select your camera and take a snapshot of his corpse. You've just unlocked the Irony achievement. Get it? Now all you have to do is reload your saved game and carry on as normal. Cohen won't attack you unless you hit him first, so take it easy and just accept the new plasmid in return for your hard work on the masterpiece. Later on, when you reach Olympus Heights, you'll come across many of the characters' apartments. Find Sander Cohen's flat and eliminate the 2 dancing splicers. Cohen gets pretty ticked off and races downstairs to settle the score. Take him out and loot his body. Use the key to unlock Cohen's private quarters and another 10 achievement points. Inside the room is a Power to the People upgrade station and a few other goodies. Now keep watching G4, would you kindly?
We've been a little skeptical of BioShock 2. The first game was just so damn good. Was there any chance for a good sequel? Turns out the answer is hell yeah. Picking up 10 years after the events of the first game, BioShock 2 casts you as the original Big Daddy. You've been reawakened to deal with a new crisis unfolding in the ruins of the failed underwater utopia of Rapture. The story is, well, it's certainly the weak point of the game. There's not much meat to the narrative, and it relies too much on the ooh-ah factor of being in Rapture. It does the job, but doesn't come close to matching the tale of Andrew Ryan's fall. The combat, on the other hand, is a step up from before. You can now dual-wield plasmids and weaponry simultaneously, which allows for all kinds of fun new combinations between the two.
Tom here is having a romantic evening with a gal. What would impress her more than lighting the fireplace with a snap of your fingers?
The guns pack more punch and upgrades are more plentiful, which is handy since there are a hell of a lot more enemies in this one. The action can get really crazy, especially when you defend little sisters in harvesting battles. The greater variety of enemies in the game leads to very interesting situations that force you to make creative use of all your skills. Another change that feels like a big step forward is the revamped hacking. Not only can you hack remotely, but now instead of freezing time and playing a game of Pipe Mania, you play a timing minigame in real time. This makes more sense and keeps you active in the game. Finally, the Big Sisters prove a worthy adversary for your kicked-up arsenal, but they still feel like a wasted opportunity. They always show up when you've cleared an area of Little Sisters, so their admittedly dramatic appearance isn't as surprising after the first couple of times. If they could appear at random times, it would make them a far more terrifying opponent. Multiplayer does not feel tacked on in the least. It's actually a very cool distillation of BioShock's primary elements into a mode that offers a surprising amount of variety. It won't distract veteran online gamers from more hardcore online games for very long, but it's a chaotic treat. BioShock 2 isn't a reinvention so much as a revisitation with a few tweaks, but when you're building off one of the best games of the decade, that's the smart way to go. It doesn't pack the narrative punch of the original, but the return trip to Rapture is still a welcome one. A 4 out of 5.
I'm telling the other girls that I have the best dad